Hello all you lovely people and welcome to another video of mine. In today's video I'm going to be talking about Spider-Man 2 in fact on the Lenovo Legion Go, and I'm going to talk about the performance of this game. This was a really tricky game for me because this is a very demanding title, and therefore I'm going to take some time in explaining the AMD Adrenaline settings that I'm running with, and I'm also going to talk about using lossless scaling in this game because I have played this game for quite some time now. Let me just show you. First of all, the driver version that I'm playing with. The driver version is 25.1.1. This is the latest driver that I've side loaded. Of course, these are not stock drivers. Now, stock drivers also give you an option of AMD's Fluid Motion Frames, but I'm using 25.1.1 for this video. Now, when I go over to my games, I want to show you that I've played over 81 minutes, and most of what this 81 minutes was spent on was tweaking the settings so that I share my experience of running this game. Now you would see an average of 49.9 FPS out here. Of course, it's not exactly 49.9. With lossless scaling, you can get a little more. Now, speaking of lossless scaling, these are a few of the settings that I chose to use when playing this game. First of all, neither am I using Radeon Super Resolution nor AMD's Fluid Motion Frames 2. If you ask me, why aren't you using AFMF2? What's the point of using this driver version? Is because I chose to play with lossless scaling. That was the best option for this game. I, however, am still using Radeon Image Sharpening, and I have kept integer scaling enabled, and scaling mode has been kept on full panel. Because this is a demanding title, I chose to cap the FPS, so the idle and the peak FPS have been kept at 30. Now I'm using Radeon Chill, obviously, to cap that FPS. And if I head over to the advanced settings, multi-sampling has been enabled, morphological anti-aliasing is enabled, anisotropic filtering enabled and kept at 2x, texture filtering quality has been kept on performance, and the surface format optimization has been enabled as well. So these are my adrenaline settings. What about the in-game settings? Before I go over to the in-game settings, I also want to show you that I'm playing with the display resolution of 800p. The TDP has been kept on performance mode. Do not choose any other display resolution here, because the moment you go up to 1200p, 1600p, the game will just crash. So it's not playable with these resolutions, so therefore keep it at 800p. I have experienced this myself multiple times. I've experienced these game crashes, therefore I'm telling you, I mean, if you want to, you can still try them out. Now, when you click on play, there obviously is a launcher that comes up. You can choose to not see this launcher, because even in this launcher, there are these settings that are available to you, which are also available from within the game. So the anti-aliasing I've kept at TAA. I have also enabled frame generation here. In case you're wondering, you have enabled frame generation here and you're also using lossless scaling. Isn't that going to be bad for the game? Well, we'll find out. I'll also turn it off from within the game and I'll still use lossless scaling. I am using Radeon anti-lag because generally when I use lossless scaling, I do experience input lag. VSync has been kept on. Let's start this game. I'll show you the in-game settings as well, because that's important as well. And then we'll finally get into the game's performance. Now, towards the end of this video, I will show you a side-by-side comparison of what this game runs like when you play this with AFMF2 turned on versus lossless scaling. So it should give you an idea as to how it impacts the visual fidelity, how it impacts the performance of the game. So kindly stick around till the end of the video if you want to see that side-by-side comparison of AFMF2 versus LSFG 3.0. And I am starting this game with lossless scaling in mind. Speaking of lossless scaling, while this game boots, let me just take advantage of this time and also show you my lossless scaling settings. So I am using X2 frame generation, only 2 times the frame generation, and I'm using SGSR. So I am using an upscaling from lossless scaling itself, and I'm using frame generation from here, and I'm also using frame generation from within the game. It takes a long time to boot, so I just skipped that bit, and here I am. Let's go over to the settings. Let's go over to display and graphics and show you all the settings that I'm playing with. Because I want to play with lossless scaling, so I've kept it on windowed mode. But later on, when I show you that side-by-side comparison, I'll switch over to full screen because I also want to show you AFMF2's performance. Aspect ratio has been kept on auto, VSync is on, AMD's anti-lag 2 is on like I told you, and I am using frame generation. The upscale method is off from here. I'm not using FSR, I'm not using ITGI because well, I'm using lossless scaling. The dynamic resolution scaling has been turned off. If you turn it on, you're going to see a pixelated mess, so I recommend turning it off. Anti-aliasing has been kept at TAA. I don't want this game to be more demanding because it already is. So I chose to go along with just TAA. As far as the graphic quality goes, I've kept it on the low quality preset. That's all I've done. And there are a few settings that I've tweaked here. Let me just come down over here. And the field of view, well, I've kept it at 0. I mean, it was at 0, so I've kept it at 0. But motion blur strength, I've reduced it to 5. Film grain strength, I've reduced it to 5 as well. And even the sharpness, I've reduced to 5. By default, it's at 10. Sharpness, I've kept at 5 because I'm also using Radeon Image Sharpening, by the way. So with these settings, now let's get into the game and start the game. I'll just continue with one of the saves that I had. And let's get into it and see how this performs. Alrighty, so we are already in the game. And right now I'm not using lossless scaling because I have hotkeys assigned to it. So what I'll do is I'll scale it up. So this performance that you're seeing is with AFMF2 turned off. Now let me turn lossless scaling on. And because I'm doing 2 times the frame generation, you can see that the game looks like this. It looks pretty neat to me. Now it is telling me that I'm getting over 90 FPS right now while I'm idle. So obviously this is bound to drop. By the way, I've already moved past the opening sequence, which is so fantastic that it takes a toll on the system. And I've already experienced multiple crashes when I was going up against Sandman. With lossless scaling, it helped a bit. With AFMF2, it crashed more often, is what I would say. That's why I chose to play this with lossless scaling and not with AFMF2. So now let's quickly move down, and you can see that the performance is pretty good. So far, it feels smooth. As you can see, it looks sharp. What do you guys think? Please let me know in the comments section. What I'm also going to do is, generally with lossless scaling, you do have clipping artifacting when you pan the camera around very fast. And they mostly seem to have fixed it, but in this game, there's still a little bit of clipping that's happening around the character's head. I'm not sure if the camera will be able to pick it up. In case you notice it, let me know. And in case you try it out and you are also experiencing the same thing, it's pretty common for lossless scaling. Most of the games that I played with lossless scaling, 3.0, it seemed to have fixed it. But in this game, the clipping artifacting is still there. There isn't a lot of ghosting though. And as far as aliasing goes, well, this looks pretty sharp, guys. Let me also just do this. Let's jump up. Oh boy, it looks sharp, guys. Please note we are using Radeon Image Sharpening after all. And you tell me, what does this look like to you? I think it looks pretty cinematic. Because what Radeon Image Sharpening does is it also introduces a bit of a grainy kind of an effect, sometimes in some games, not in all games by the way. And in this game, it just seems to add to the visual fidelity. But yes, lossless scaling has added a lot of ghosting around the character. So you may be seeing ghosting around the character, especially border artifacting and border ghosting. What do I mean by that? There will be like this halo around the character when you pan the camera around, especially when the character is in motion. You will notice that. Again, I'm not sure if the camera is going to be able to pick that up. I am recording through my DJI Pocket 2 in 60 FPS. I might even try to slow this footage down to show you what exactly do I mean by that. But yes, there is border artifacting and ghosting, and there's even clipping around the character's head when I pan the camera around. And this is at X2 frame generation, by the way. What it says is that I'm getting over 115 FPS, which is incredible, guys. Incredible for a game like this. Let's swing around and see what this game performs like. It should give you an idea as to how well this performs. The game looks nice, by the way. Ooh, look at that. It looks sharp on the screen, guys. I saw a few videos of this on the Steam Deck, and on the Steam Deck, it definitely looked like a pixelated mess. It doesn't look pixelated at all, guys, and it looks so good on the Lenovo Legion Go. Let's head over here and see what this demands of me. Okay, this looks pretty good. I've still been able to draw out over 80-85 FPS. And trust me guys, I've played this game quite a lot and I can definitely vouch for lossless scaling in this game. Because with AFMF2, which I will show you towards the end of the video, you will notice that the game does not perform as well as it does with lossless scaling. So with lossless scaling, it is brilliant. And here, as you can see, no aliasing at all, guys. I mean, this game looks sharp. And in case you are thinking that it might be a pixelated mess on a handheld PC, then boy oh boy are you going to be pleasantly surprised. Alright, let's climb over here. What am I supposed to do here? Alright, I think this is done. Yeah, all good. I'm not sure if you're noticing that ghosting. There's a significant amount of ghosting, guys. Significant amount of ghosting. So the lossless scaling does make the game perform well, but yes, if you have an eye for it, you're going to notice the ghosting. But boy oh boy does this look good. What do you guys think? Please let me know in the comments section. It does look good to me personally, but what are your thoughts? And this is a cutscene, by the way. So the depth of field, I turned it off. In case you use depth of field, obviously these scenes will look much better. But even now it looks good. In fact, some people may actually like the screen not having that depth of field because they get to see more of the background. What do you guys think? Would you prefer depth of field in this game or not? I personally would prefer it because it gives the game a very cinematic look. But here, because of the fact that this game is so demanding, I just turned the depth of field off as well because we are using the low quality preset in this game. The performance is solid though. The performance is showing that I'm getting over 100 FPS in this with lossless scaling, and that's just 2 times the frame generation. Not even 3 times. Alright, so this is one of those missions. I hate this mission. I don't like this mission. But the game looks brilliant, guys. Just take a look at it. Again, so sharp. So Radeon Image Sharpening does work well for this game. And I will recommend you using Radeon Image Sharpening. Like I told you, it gives the game a little film grainy kind of look. Generally, I don't like film grains, but for some reason, it makes this game look good. So let's swing and see what this game feels like while you're swinging around the city. Whoa, look at that. And it even has the web wings. Let's get into the action, folks. Let's do this. Alrighty, still 100, 104 FPS, 95 FPS. Let's see what this game performs like when you finally get into the heat of the action. And this is all with lossless scaling. Boy oh boy, again, looks absolutely fantastic, guys. Ooh, look at that. And even these cutscenes, man, it looks good. If you would have enabled the depth of field, then probably those scenes would have looked better. Oh, there you go. Look at these scenes, guys. Even in those demanding scenes, those cut scenes there. Ah, gotta heal, gotta heal. Alrighty. So you saw the performance was pretty stable with lossless scaling. Now let me show you the performance of this game with AFMF2, and I'm just going to show you a little bit of a comparison here as well. So we are back into AFMF2 screen, and we're going to enable this. I've kept the search mode on high and it's on quality mode. So now we are going to be using AFMF2. I've still kept a cap on the FPS, so the idle FPS is at 30, and let's take the peak FPS to 40 because I'm going to be using AFMF2 this time. So idle is 30 and peak FPS is at 40. I am still using integer scaling and the scaling mode is on full panel. Let's get back into the game, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the settings, and now I'm going to go into full screen mode. So let's use that full screen mode. Yes, so this is full screen mode, and apply changes. Let's apply changes. So here we are, full screen mode, and yeah, we're gonna accept that. Accept. So this is still at 800p display resolution. Graphics are still on the low quality preset, by the way. Still low quality preset. All right, so AFMF2 this time around. Radeon Image Sharpening is on, no super resolution. And this is the same scene, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to track the performance of this game so you get an idea. It's saying that I'm getting 90. Oh, that was a wild swing from 90 to 45 to 70 FPS. So that's what it's telling me. I've been getting over between 45 to 90 FPS. That's like a wild swing, is it not? So here, I'm going to zip over to this point and let's see how this performs, all right? Oh, the game is stuttering, guys. It is absolutely unplayable there. 20 FPS, 23 FPS. Boy, oh boy. I mean, just take a look at it. It's not playable. No, it's not. This is not playable. Oh boy, it is bad. It is bad. So let's try to swing around, yeah? Let's try to swing around a bit. Probably try to show you some of the same scene. Oh man, let's look at it. It's 23 FPS. No. Boy, oh boy, this is bad. Ooh, look at that. No way. This is totally unplayable, guys. It went up to 81 FPS there. No, this is definitely not playable. So this is what the game performs like when you're using AFMF2, and as you can see, this is completely unplayable, guys. Is it because I'm tracking this? Maybe sometimes, you know, the trackers also make the game work bad, but no, I've turned the tracker off. But even then, guys, I mean, just take a look at it. It's horrible. These scenes are fine, but when it finally comes to the gameplay, not playable. I'm going to turn the tracker back on so that you get to see how badly this game is performing, alright? Let's try to pull this. This is weird performance, guys. In some places it says it's giving me over 100 FPS. This is definitely not 100 FPS. And as you can see, this is bad performance. Oh, look at that lag. Oh my god. Oh my god, this is totally unplayable. Nope. Therefore, lossless scaling wins. Do I even need to show you a comparison screen? I think it's like insulting lossless scaling by showing you that performance screen. Now, here in these areas, it seems to be performing slightly better. Only slightly better. No, but it's still so choppy, guys. I mean, no. So now let's get into this action sequence as well and see how this performs versus lossless scaling. So finally, I'll play that clip towards the end of the video. But hey guys, let me know what you think about Spider-Man 2 on the Lenovo Legion Go. These are my Let's Play videos on the Lenovo Legion Go. And apart from this, I have gameplay videos, I have game reviews, I have unboxing and review of gameplay related products and items. So if you want to become a part of my community, all you got to do is hit that subscribe button and we can all chat about these games in the comments section and have a good time. Also guys, if you have any questions about this game, or if you have any questions about any other game, please reach out to me via the comment section and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. This is me signing off for this game, and I'm going to show you a comparison now between AFMF2 and lossless scaling, and it should give you an idea as to why lossless scaling is comparatively better for this game. So far, well, here it's fine. I mean, this sequence also looks alright. Surprisingly, now it's performing well. So what do you guys think about this game? Again, let me know in the comment section. But as far as this video goes, it's a wrap for this one. And I'll see you lovely folks in my next video. Until that time, I'll say take care, stay safe, and may God bless you all.